Hi guys, Marcus here and welcome to Chinese Entertainment Update September 21st, 2021. I release episodes every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, and this is episode 440. Now because I use Chinese names quite a bit on my show, if you want the English spelling of them, click CC for English subs. I create them myself. In today's episode, new drama pictures for the festive period, my thoughts on the state of Chinese dramas, and my final thoughts on Song of Youth. But first, let me take this opportunity to wish all of you a happy Mid-Autumn Festival. What is that? Well, it's a festival that celebrates the end of the autumn harvest and is held on the 15th day of the 8th month of the lunar calendar. And this year, that falls on September 21st. And in this part of the world, that's today. How do we celebrate it? Just the same way we celebrate everything else, by eating. There's also lanterns, but I haven't done that in forever. And during this festive period, the special food is of course mooncake. Mooncakes are cakes commonly filled with lotus bean or red bean, and some of them have a salted egg yolk in the middle. Although yummy, an average piece of mooncake with a salted egg yolk contains between 700 to 900 calories. So enjoy your mooncake, but do it in moderation if you want those abs. Dramas also get into the Mid-Autumn Festival mood by sharing pictures. Here are some from some highly anticipated costume dramas that have been making the rounds on social media. Here's Dilraba in Legend of Anle. These are their drama's first official character posters. Here's first male lead Simon Gong as the Crown Prince. And here's second male lead Liu Yuning. Love Never Fails also shared some new character posters. Here are the stars Crystal Yuan and Liu Xueyi. Notice the huge moon in the background. Agarwood Like Crumbs got into the festive mood as well and shared a couple of more casual pictures. Here's Yang with some mooncake. And here's Cheng Yi reading his script. And that's the Mid-Autumn Festival segment for this year. Moving on, here's what's recently premiered. See You Again is a modern drama starring Li Guangjie and Rulu Jiang, and it premiered earlier today. Li Guangjie plays a man with a suspended death sentence, and Rulu Jiang plays a funeral shop owner who takes him in after his release from prison. The drama is slated for only 6 episodes and is available on iq.com with English subs. And that's it for what's recently premiered. Moving on, Shadow of Mountain and River recently wrapped filming. Brotherhood of Blades Shadow of Mountain and River is a wuxia drama starring Leon Zhang and Chen Ruoxuan, and they wrapped filming on September 19th. Here's Leon Zhang as a Ming Dynasty embroidered uniform guard. Here's Chen Ruoxuan as another guard from the same organization. And here's Sun Yi, not sure who her character is, but the picture kinda gives away her fate, doesn't it? And that's it for drama stuff. Moving on, here's what's made headlines in celebrity news. And we begin with more government regulation. However, unlike previous ones that have raised more concern than anything else, this one seems to be welcomed by many netizens. Here's a September 18th Sohu article entitled, "To Curb Excessive Celebrity Pay, Beijing Regulators Have a New Strategy. Review salaries first, then review content." The long short of it is that regulators now require productions to declare how much their stars are paid before the dramas are allowed to air. The move is believed to curb the stars from being overpaid. In the past, there have been some big cases of stars being overpaid in the eyes of the regulators. These overpayments were made possible with the use of yin-yang contracts. I've spoken about yin-yang contracts before in the past. Basically, it's when an actor and a production company sign an official contract for tax purposes and then sign another one under the table, usually a much bigger one, and that one's kept hidden from the tax authorities. Zheng Shuang was one of those embroiled in a yin-yang contract controversy. Allegedly, for her work in the Chinese ghost story, she was paid 48 million RMB, approximately 7.5 million US dollars on paper. And then under the table, she was paid an additional 112 million RMB, approximately 17 million US dollars. And speaking of taxes, the government is taking extra steps to make sure the wealthiest celebrities pay them. Here is a September 19th South China Morning Post article entitled "China Plans Tax Crackdown on Richest Entertainers, Including Online Influencers." According to the article, China is set to conduct regular tax investigations into top entertainers, including online influencers, and promise serious punishment for offenders. Does that mean that celebrities are gonna rush to their local tax office to pay their taxes? It could just be, you know. Tax authorities said that high-income celebrities who self-report offenses by the end of this year may receive reduced penalties or even exemptions. Fan Bingbing's tax evasion case 3 years ago was the first high-profile one of its kind. So with this recent crackdown, I've noticed from the comment section that many people are unhappy with the state Chinese dramas are in, with the cancellations and the regulations, etc. Some are even choosing to abandon Chinese dramas altogether. Let me just talk a little bit to this. Once in a while, there comes a phase where the government comes down with a bunch of restrictions. But if history is any indication, after a while things settle down and producers find a way to make dramas that people love again. Like in the past, there were restrictions on things like harem dramas, time traveling, ghosts, and even episode counts, but over time, it seems like those restrictions just sort of loosened up. Dramas found ways to get around those restrictions, and regulators just kind of turned a blind eye. It's part of the reason, I think, why these restrictions are written in such a vague manner. It's so that they can interpret them however they see fit later on. In any case, I think this is one of those phases, albeit a much more serious one, but all the same, I think it will eventually pass. So the main purpose of this segment really is just to say that if you, as a drama fan, have been feeling kind of down lately because of the way things are in Chinese drama land, I'd encourage you to try and feel better and stay positive. Maybe rewatch one of your favorite dramas and relive some of your favorite moments in them. Only time will tell, but like I said, I think this is a phase that will pass, and things will return to harmony in Chinese drama land again. I will not be abandoning Chinese dramas anytime soon, as I feel it still has lots to offer, and I hope you won't too. And that's it for celebrity news. Moving on, I recently finished watching the costume drama Song of Youth starring Bai Lu and Wang Yizhe, and without giving away any spoilers, here are my final thoughts on it. When I first started this drama, I thoroughly enjoyed it and thought it could be one of the dramas of the year for me. But as it progressed, as it started branching out from its main plot to several other subplots, I started losing interest. Set in the Ming Dynasty, Song of Youth follows Bai Lu's character, an opera troupe performer who meets Wang Yizhe's character, a rich young master from a noble family. They fall in love and get married, but eventually she discovers a bothersome secret within his family. Song of Youth currently has an average 4.8 rating out of almost 42,000 ratings on Douban. That is, of course, not a great rating, which is a shame really because it started out with so much potential. As with any drama I finish watching, I'll give my final thoughts by saying some of what I liked about it and some of what I didn't. Here's some of what I liked about it. 1. Female lead Bai Lu. I thought she carried her character very well with her demeanor and voice. 2. The beautiful production design. The costumes, the hair and makeup, and the sets all made for a pretty looking drama. 3. Jade Chang as Yao Dizhu. So remember how I said I lost interest when they started branching out to their subplots? Jade Chang's subplot was the only one that I really enjoyed. In fact, I'd even say that I enjoyed her subplot with the second young master just as much, if not more, than the main one. 4. Some were likable and some weren't, but there were many strong, wise, and capable female characters. They were well developed and had different personalities from each other too. And last but not least, no overdubbing. Costume dramas are overdubbed more often than not. This one wasn't, and we got to hear the actors do their own dialogue. Here's some of what I didn't like about the drama. 1. They were going for satire and humor, but I didn't find their attempts funny, most of it anyway. The slapstick sound effects were particularly unnecessary. 2. Not much chemistry between the main leads. And 3, and the biggest reason I deployed the skip button is, like I said, the many subplots they branched out to. There were about 5 or 6 hefty subplots that revolved around the main family's many children, and really only 2 of them really retained my interest. In conclusion, the drama's negative points just slightly outweigh the positive ones for me, so if I were to rate it, would probably give it something close to its Douban rating, a 4.8 for me too. And on that note, it's Tuesday today, so time for another segment of Where's Marcus At? So the title of the segment doesn't refer to where I'm at physically, it refers to where I'm at in the dramas I'm following. I'm on episode 24 of The Bond starring Baiyu and Lorena Song. Awesome drama. I'm 2/3 of the way through now, and it hasn't disappointed. I haven't skipped any of it at all, and I hope I won't ever have to. I'm following the drama on YouTube, where it's available with English subs. And that's been another segment of Where's Marcus At? Before I let you guys go, I want to give a virtual high five to Sarah Gonzalez, who recently became a patron on my Patreon. Thank you for your support, Sarah. And that brings us to the end of this episode. If you want to check out the Word of Honor t-shirt or other Chinese drama merchandise, there's a link to it in the description below. And this show wouldn't be possible without you guys tuning in, so I thank you all for your support. If you enjoyed it, do subscribe and don't forget to hit that notification button for more updates. If you'd like to contribute, check out my Patreon page, where for $1 or more a month, you'll have access to perks like recaps, requests, and have your questions answered. So stay safe, and as always, I wish you clear blue skies, good health, and happiness. Until next time, cheers!